Hi, I'm Elaine Harding. Welcome to my blog .stampwithelaine.com. If you're one of my customers and have purchased from me in the last year, then you would have received your personal copy of the 2019 to 2020 Annual Catalogue, which went live yesterday. I'm just going to point out some highlights. No, I haven't got everything, because even as demonstrators we're only allowed a selection of items from the new catalogue. The catalogue is lighter in weight, so it makes it easier for us to post it to you. It's aimed at the avid crafter, and there will be a new separate brochure exclusively for beginner crafters, which will be made available at a later date. Now, on the inside front cover, there is a message from Shelley, our co-founder and board chair. On page 1, it will list the table of contents. The pages are in bold. The list of sweets, everyday occasions, love, thanks and support, kids and babies, artistic expressions, and then page 160, the accessories and more. The legend below this are for bundles. It will have that sort of icon. For anything new, it will have this icon here. And also, of course, you can find Stampin' Up on social media on YouTube, Pinterest, or Facebook. If you're new to Stampin' Up, on page 2, you'll find explanation about the stamps that Stampin' Up carries. So these are the cling stamps and also photopolymer stamps. On page 3 is a list of all the colours that Stampin' Up provide. 53 colours in all. 3 being the basics in Whisper White, Very Vanilla or Basic Black. And the in colours. The in colours are on-trend colours. At any given time, we always have 5 new in colours, which last for 2 years. So they rotate all the time. So this year's new in colours, which will be valid from 2019 to 2021, are Rococo Rose, Terracotta Tau, Pretty Peacock, Seaside Spray and Purple Posy. The other colours we have are grouped into 4 families, the Neutrals, Brights, Settles and Regals collections, and each collection there are 10 colours in all. From pages 4 to 11 you have the Bundles Index. Bundles are purchases from a select range of stamps with coordinating tools, so they are bundled together to save you 10%. I'm not going to go through the catalogue page by page, but I will highlight some of the sweets. Now, this page 34, there is a bundle called the Delightful Day Bundle, and I think the punch in this bundle is going to be really, really useful. This is the Delightful Tag Topper Punch, and there are sort of scallops here. And there are also reference points where you can cut them off for the different sizes, which I've done for this tag here. So I've made it narrower, and then I've just used these reference points here to make it smaller. If you follow me, you would have seen the video that I published last Friday on May 31st, 2019. Flip over the page and we're on a sweet page called Magnolia Lane, page 36 to 39. Now you notice that right underneath the heading of Magnolia Lane Suite, and this will apply to all the suites in the catalogue, you'll find cling and a special code. These are the shortcut codes, and it means that you can just use that number to order all the items on this column here, and it will give you the total price on the side, which will be for all these items, and it will also include the discount, which is the bundle price for purchasing the stamp set and the dies. These pictures in the little circles are of the items that will be included in the suite, and you get one each of these items. One of the things in the suite is this Memory Lane specialty memories and more cards and envelopes. Come in this sort of size, and they've got a silver foiled edging around it, both front and back, and it also comes with an envelope liner. 20 card bases and envelopes and 20 envelope liners. There's also the Memories and More card pack. There are 2 different sizes. These are the bigger size, and there's also some adhesive backed notes and flowers and vellum cardstock. There's also this size, and I've used it to decorate the inside of the card because the cardstock on the card bases are quite flimsy, and so if you add extra layers it will strengthen the card. I'm going to skip to page 52 with the Follow Your Art suite. This has an embellishment kit with paper clips and metal attachments, and also 2 spools of linen thread in Calypso Coral and Pacific Point. And in this packet there are 4 colours of stitched felt embellishments. I've used it to embellish this card. Remember the scallop note cards? You'll notice that they've made the pictures of the designer series paper a lot larger, and what they've done is they've shown the front and the reverse side of the paper in pairs. Can you see that? So that's the front, that's the back, that's the front, that's the back, and so on. So it's much easier to see. I love this set. Do you remember in the scrapbooking days albums? Well, this one is just a card, that sort of concertinas like that. And I've used various elements. I've stamped and die cut this. There's a story to that one. I stamped it crooked, so I stamped it on another piece of paper and then cut it out with the stitch rectangle dies. And these are all die cuts with sequins, even the paper clips, the paper bulldog clip. You can stamp the sequins, or you can die cut the sequins as I've done here. And there's also buttons that are embossed, or buttons with holes, and even paper clips. And there's this very useful one which you can wind thread round it if you want. Turn to page 91, which is the Bird Ballad suite, and I love this because it's got a tin. Isn't that gorgeous? And inside the tin there are 20 specially designed envelopes, look, with that lovely scalloped edge, and 12 laser cut cards. Oh, they're all in the same design. This is what you can do with the laser cut cards. You can put a backing piece of cardstock in the back. This is Seaside Spray, one of the new in colours, and I also cut the centre of the laser cut out and then use the nested stitched label dies for my sentiment. These are the nested stitched label dies, so you can see not only does it stitch the inside, as you can see here, but it also leaves a stitched border on the outer edge, so in fact you can use that bit as well as a frame, so it's not wasted. These are the designer series paper. If you don't have the stamp set or anything, even if you just buy the paper, you can just cut out the images from the paper to make a card like I've done here. This was one of the cards my upline designed for our team training, but I've tweaked it to make it my own. This is from the regular stamp set. I've just coloured it, and also there are embellishments which I've added. Lace ribbon in very vanilla, and I've cut the flowers from the DSP to embellish the tag with. That's part of the nested label detail. I sort of die cut that to make it look pretty, although I did use the delightful detail tag topper punch. The next highlight is Mosaic Mood Suite on page 118 to 120. This is bundled with the Timeless Label Punch. Can you see that? That is that sort of shape. I picked this one because the papers are absolutely stunning. There are shiny accents on it. Can you see that? And it resembles the mosaic tiles where you have a gloss finish to it, and then on the reverse side is the non-reflective ones. What I love about this set is that you can cut up the DSP and the hummingbird and various other creatures and flowers and whatnot to put it on a card. And of course you can just stamp as well. I've cased this from the catalogue itself but tweaked it to make it my own. Isn't that unusual? I love it. And this one uses the new Colour Ink terracotta tile. Next I want to show you the Come Sail Away suite. We're always looking for masculine themed stamp sets. It's really not gender specific because I think you get yachtswomen as well. I think it's lovely because there are dyes, even seaweed, the lighthouse dye. I'll show you in my sample. So there's a die for the lighthouse, the anchor, and what I love is the little banner dies as well, and a label die, a ship's wheel, the yacht of a big one and a smaller one, and even one for the rope, which die cuts and embosses as well. Then as you carry on through the catalogue you come to storage and organising your stamps. These are customizable, so you can get ink pad storage or blender storage trays and so on. There's the colour collections, your designer series paper, paper basics with envelopes and things, packaging basics, memory and more cards, your ribbon and trim, embellishments, colouring tools, stamping accessories. We've got a new stamp cleaning pad and refill, the stamparatus, and then larger images of the punches and the shapes they will punch out. These are all true to size. Then we have our tools. Unfortunately we won't be carrying the Big Shot anymore. There's a new accessory for your take your pick tool, and that's this brush die tip, which will slot into that tool there. And then obviously bigger pictures of the dies. And what I love about the catalogue is that they will cross-reference everything. So if that die set coordinates with a stamp set, it will tell you what page you can find it on. And then of course right at the back, what they call projects with purpose. These are all kits. Some of them are all inclusive, which means it includes maybe a stamping spot and a block and the card blanks and so on, and some don't. Now here, if you host a party and your workshop is £150 or more, you get free products, and these are the sets that you can possibly earn, and they're exclusive only as host workshop sets. Then you've got your stamp index right at the back on page 209 and an accessories index on page 212. So that's the end of the catalogue. So that wraps up the Quick Cutty tour. I'll be back with more inspiration from the new catalogue very soon. Thanks for joining me today. Bye.